I'm trying to put Israel, this field, this community on the map. If I win, everybody wins. If I'm up, my people are up, and that's what keeps me going.
Welcome to Football Unknown.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Football Unknown Podcast. Now I told you we're coming up with some bangers, okay? Today, we have the one and only
Michael Leon. I'm from Michigan.
Okay, Michael Leon. So give everyone like a brief intro about yourself, like, you know, where you're from, who you play for, what's your age before we hop in.
My name is Michael Leon, born and raised in Accra, Ghana. I'm from Right to Dream. I currently play at the University of Michigan. I'm a forward. I can play anywhere front three. I'm 21 and I'm excited for my season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, before we hop into, you know, Michigan and all that, talk to me about where it all started, right? So I'm going to hit you with the famous question. When did you first fall in love with the game of soccer? Can you recall when you first fell in love with the game?
It's so funny because recently I just saw a video of me and I was like 5.
Okay.
With the long hose, we call it hose, the long socks with the Umbro boots. So I was like 5 when I fell in love with the game.
All right.
Obviously the dirt gravel fields we play on in Ghana.
Yep.
So it was very early, man.
Okay.
Very early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys play on those fields, like, do they give you guys like you know like a special cleats or do they just give the same cleats?
Nah, it's the same cleats.
Oh my gosh,
and sometimes we use the indoor cleats too, but again, like
Yeah.
you learn how to adjust, and it's slippery, but like
It's
you
very
learn-
slippery.
Yeah. And you know, like, but the funny part is like when you fall, like you can get cut easily.
That's what I'm
you know
saying, yeah.
But like you grow so much braveness, like you don't even care about falling anymore. So like you end up having a lot of battle scars, and when you get home, your parents get mad because then they have to treat the wounds and stuff. But again, you keep going.
You keep going, and like by the time you have to, you know, you're playing on the nice grass. It's just free going, bro.
No, I remember times where like we'll play on the gravel fields and we'll play like not so good grass, but we'll get so excited and want to slide tackle or like we want to after we score we want to knee slide
Exactly.
because
Want to do something.
it feels so
know?
amazing, you know. It's so different. But no, yeah, we all started from there. Yeah.
Okay. Now at 5, like, were you playing, you know, like recreational soccer, or like was it more like structured for a team at that time when you were 5?
Actually, at 5, like it wasn't for me. It was serious, but like it wasn't that crazy. We would play outside our house, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my parents and my dad especially took me to a team called Corinthians. And then I got introduced to the coach. So I joined the team. At that time, we called it Coast League.
Okay.
I joined the team at 5. And so I'll play at home in my backyard, but again, like at 3 p.m. we all rush together. Me and my little brother straight to training at Israel Park. So yeah, I joined the team at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some things? So not like so you said that's your first club, right?
Yeah.
So at that
100%.
time, what are some things that you know that you learned? Because during that age, like it's still like a learning stage. So you're still learning the game, learning the fundamentals. So what are some things you learned during the period of playing for Corinthians during that time?
Honestly, like it was all about developmental stage, you know, like
Okay.
going to Corinthians, you 5, you 6. All the coach wants to do is give you basic techniques. So we spend a lot of time just like doing basic techniques like passing, or like a dribble, or like a cut, or the Ronaldo cut, like little stuff like that, so you can get engraved in your head.
Absolutely.
But ultimately, just playing a lot just to fall in love with the game. We just wanted to be out there, you know. It was gravel. Like by the time you end with training, like your eyebrows are all brown because from the dust coming the field. But it was just about just playing and just like mastering the fundamentals on the field, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, and how long did you spend at Corinthians?
I was there for 5 years in total because I got signed in the academy when I was 11.
Okay.
But I started trying out for Right to Dream Academy when I was like 9, 10, and I got sent home my second time. So every time I got sent home, I went back to
Corinthians.
But finally, when I got signed at 11, so I would say like 5 years.
5 years. Okay. So what are some things that you know you can recall that you like worked on, and then that 5-year experience like helped you and prepared you for when you made that move?
It's so funny. I've been actually trying to find. There was a short documentary like that or like it was, and also an article that the academy wrote after.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, like my first time when I got sent home, I remember being in tears, and it was they said I was missing a little bit of toughness, and also like I was like I need to get sharp on my technique.
Okay.
So I got sent home, and I was sitting under the tree with my coach called Coach Rashid,
Yep.
like for Corinthians.
Yep.
And man, I was balling out because I felt like that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, to be honest, he just played me 2 games at a time. Like, so he would put me in like the U10 game.
Okay.
And then he would drop me down to UA
Okay.
to come and play in the middle. So I just had a lot of touches on the
Yep,
game.
yep.
And at that time I hated doing that because I felt like old and I didn't want to drop down to a level.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what he was doing. He was just trying to get me more familiar with the game and the ball,
Absolutely,
and just
yep.
to get sharper on the ball. So that's what I mastered. The following time I went in, I was way better than I was. It just required a little bit of strength for me. And I
so
went back,
strength,
yeah, and then
okay.
the second time was strength. I got tougher over time. And so I grew into my body a little bit. So when I was 11, I know I'm talking about growing into my body at that
Yeah,
age,
at that age, but you know,
you still, yeah,
exactly.
you're still becoming better and still maturing into the kind of player you want to be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I grew into my body a little bit. And so 11, when I went back for the 3rd time, I knew exactly what they required of me.
Interesting.
And I was ready on and off the field with my
Yep.
character, with my
Yep.
education. And so it all came together, honestly. Yeah.
That's really crazy, and that's like really admirable too, because the first time you went, okay, you thought you were balling out, but then they're
Honestly.
like, nah, you gotta fix up the
Yeah.
technique again.
Yeah.
So you went back, fixed the technique,
Yeah.
came back second time, get a little more strength. You
Yeah.
came back, strength, build up the strength, and you
Yeah.
went back again. So that's like,
Yeah,
I
no, it
really
was
commend you
crazy
for that, bro.
No, I don't think. For me, I don't think anybody had gone back 3 times. Like I think I'm
Really?
like,
Yeah. Okay.
I kept coming back to the
coming
point where I
back.
think one of the scouts, like where Coach Joe, one time he saw me on the 3rd one, he was like, "You again."
Really?
He said to me, "You again." So, yeah, hell yeah, me again. Because
Hell
again,
yeah.
of course, we wanted it that bad that we're gonna keep coming back until the door is
yep.
open.
And most players they don't come back for a third time. Some they don't come up for a second time too.
No. There are players who I went in with the first time and the second time, and now I don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But again, I had to go back because
You
like
had to.
I'm
This
that
is what
kind
you
of
want, bro.
person.
It's the-
man.
the
If
burning
that's what
fire.
you want, yeah,
You
if
know what
that's
I mean?
you want, I'm gonna keep knocking on that door for
Yep.
sure. Yeah.
So so how did you feel, bro? Like finally, when Retro Jim said, okay, we're gonna take you in now. Like what was the feeling? Like what was it like?
It was mad. It was
You
mad.
know?
Like it was mad. I'm sure like you've had a few of the right team guys and they've talked about it, but
Mm-hmm.
like it starts with like a big squad, like 1,000 kids, and then it starts narrowing down. And I had a
Man, that
feeling
must
like
be scary,
I
bro.
remember like the last like 10 squad left, and they were only gonna sign 3 squad.
Yeah.
I looked around, and obviously like. Man, if you're gonna be in your head, you're gonna be in your head. You look around, you feel like they're way better players than you, but you
Yeah.
can't think like 'cause
Exactly, you
every
can't, 'cause-
every player is special in their own way. You look around, and finally when people were getting sent home, and I realized I was gonna be part of the last 3 guys. The funny part, like shout out to Samet Bauer, he plays at UNC.
Yeah, shout out.
It was the 3 of us. It was him and me and another kid, and we got signed out of the last 10 squad. But it was amazing when I got my scholarship and I stood there, and I was speechless, honestly, in my speech, because like
Wow, man.
I just thought about when I was 9 or 10, keep coming back, and finally had to do it. But the funny part is that's when the hard work had just begun, because you're gonna
Exactly.
go in and you're gonna
Exactly.
be surrounded by like top players,
Top
and you have
ballers,
to,
bro, and you have to match their
earn-
level. I gotta match the quality,
it
gotta
was-
match the intensity.
It hit me that I was like, that's when the hard work was about to start,
Yep.
honestly. So yeah.
Okay. And so how did the family feel, man? How did the parents and the friends and the people in the community, bro? How did they feel, knowing that finally, Leon's going over to Right to Dream?
I mean, like honestly, like we all come from like small towns in the city. I'm from the city, but we all know each other. When you know someone is good, like it's the word travels fast.
Absolutely.
But to be able to make it at that level in the academy, you view like a superstar,
Okay.
So when my coach heard about it, it traveled. Good news traveled. Either way, news travel really fast.
Really quick, yeah, bro. Where it gets around.
Where it gets around, and
you
then
know?
Michael got signed.
Yeah.
Like parents got hyped. But again, like the funny part is like my mom was never that tapped in, because she always viewed me as the smart one.
Yeah.
And again, I understand her as I'm getting older now, because it's like, which mom would want to leave their kid at the age of 11 to
Exactly,
go live
bro.
like 5 hours away from
Absolutely.
them?
Absolutely.
So it was exciting for people that I knew what the potential, what it meant for my future now. But for my mom, like, it was hard. It was extremely hard. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now moving into Right to Dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Walking in there for the first time, stepping onto the practice field.
Yeah.
How did it feel to be among like top ballers and like, getting and like, experiencing the level that you were about to be competing at
Man,
and playing with?
it was crazy. Man. It was surreal. It was exciting. I was
Yep.
like, man, I finally made it. I put on the funny, before you get signed, you wear like a normal kit. You don't wear like the Right to Dream jersey.
Okay.
Because so everybody knows you're a trialist. So when I finally got signed, I got
Okay.
to put on the blue black socks with my cleats, and I felt among them.
Yep.
It was surreal. It was unreal. But again, I was so nervous. I had a very slow start in the academy
Okay.
because I got in my head real fast when I got in, and I was like, I didn't think I belonged
Yep.
there at all
Yep.
because it's like I felt like everybody was so much better. But again, you can't even think like, because in this game, everybody got their own style
Exactly.
of
You
play.
trying to get a
Everybody's
stick.
special.
Yep,
And so
absolutely.
it took me a while to be able to like pick up the pace and pick up,
Exactly.
believe in myself and be like, you know what, this is what I got on the field and this is what
Yep.
I bring.
Yep.
But for a bit, at least for 6 months into a year, in my U11, U12 stage, I struggled
Yep,
because
exactly.
looking around and everybody was so much better. Like, I felt a little bit intimidated. But again, like, it wasn't even like that, you know.
Exactly.
But
I just feel like you had to just break out of your shell.
I had to break out of my shell, and I had a slow start to break.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And like build your confidence up a little bit. I think that's what you needed.
That's what I needed.
Okay,
you know?
and you said it took you about 6 months to a year to get the feeling again.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? What happened after that year? Well, when Michael Leon became Michael Leon.
It was
Michael Leon.
mad. It was mad because like it took me a bit, and once nobody has time to wait for you. You have to like mentally be strong because
Yep.
the days go by so fast. We wake up 5:30, training's at 6, then you go to school, then you have personal training. So it's
my
like,
gosh, it's kinda
and then we're young, so it's like nobody's gonna stop to say, "Are you okay? What do you need
that is
mentally?"
true, actually.
And
Yep.
for our game, like, as I'm growing older, like a big part of it is the mental side of it. And that age, like, no, your parents are not there.
Yep.
Like, you have to do your own laundry. Like,
Yep.
like it's crazy. There's a lot of mental side to it
Exactly.
that I was overlooking.
Yep.
And so when I started picking up and doing my own extra training, personal training, going for feedback every single time.
Okay.
After a year, the following year, I got called up. And I did my first international trip. So at 12 and a half, I actually did an international trip to Brazil. I played in the Nike Premier Cup. And then I balled out. Then I got called up again for a trip to Northern Ireland to play in the Milk Cup. So yeah, I started when I
Okay.
broke out of my shot, I started picking up pace.
Yep.
Played in a few tournaments, and then I got called up. I did a training attachment with Northland.
Okay.
When I was 13.
Yep.
Played with FC Northland in Denmark for a bit. And then luckily too, like, I was balling out during that time. So again, once you break out your shot, your confidence starts coming. You see like
Yep.
new doors start opening.
Opening up.
We
Yep.
played. I think one of the biggest moments for me is like Right to Dream playing against Manchester City for U15.
Really?
Yeah, it was mad. And like within the first 15 minutes, I had the first goal.
Wow,
Yeah, it was crazy.
that is
It was crazy. It was crazy. I
That
had
is
my
crazy.
first goal, had an assist. The next thing I heard, like, I got a text from one of the technical directors. He's like, City wants you to do a training attachment. So then I did a training attachment with City, and that's when I picked up my pace and I actually started seeing who I can be or that type of player I am. So yeah, in the span of like 2 years and a half after breaking out my shell,
Yep.
I had exposure to like playing in Europe and like playing with big clubs and playing big games for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, let's track back a little bit because how does it? Okay, so how does the system work at Right to Dream? So is there like there's like a squad that plays like domestically like in the country, and then is there like do they have like a special squad that plays internationally, or how does that work?
No, so basically when you come in, like, so there's U11, sometimes they have a U12 squad, but
Okay.
like U11, U13, U15.
Yep.
But there's no international squad. As you get older, like, I think now they start traveling kids when they're like 13, 15. But yeah, that during that time, there are a lot of tournaments. So right now, currently as we speak,
Okay.
Right to Dream is playing in a U15, U18 tournament
In the Gothia Cup,
The
right?
Gothia Cup. So
Yep.
that's what happens. So it's your same squad, but the opportunities come, and then they have to pick like 20 or 21 squad, and that same squad they pick from, and then you travel with. So
I see.
that's what happened. So I became good enough that like my squad, I got called up for the trips. And that's what happened. Yeah,
that's
so
crazy. And then so how is it playing first going into Europe and playing against those different teams and seeing those different styles of play and those different levels? How was that for you, man?
It's different.
Yep.
I think, like I said, my first tournament was
in Brazil,
and it was the Nike Premier Cup. There was so much hype about it. Usually, it's held in Manchester.
Okay,
but that was the first year they did it in Brazil. So we had trained a bit in Denmark, and I was excited, man, to get out of the country. Like I said, I just broke out of my shell.
Absolutely,
I'm feeling myself a bit.
And the culture in Brazil, man, is well known.
It's exciting. We're playing in Rio. It was like down in the valley, and we're playing a lot of South American teams. So they also love the game. Man, and we stepped outside the field. We balled out, man. We balled out, and it's definitely different. It's playing against like it definitely gave me perspective in the sense that like there's so many kids out there who also want to make it as bad as you want. So getting to experience that, meeting them, playing them with different style of play, with speaking different languages on the field, like it gives you a whole different perspective of how big the game is. So no, it was definitely like exciting moments for me to be down in Brazil, Rio, playing down in the valley.
Wow, man.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
And then you said you scored your first goal. Where were you when you scored? Like what country were you in when you scored that first goal? Was it in Brazil or was it in
we had come up to place. We're playing friendly games in England, and we played City on City's field. On Manchester City on Manchester field. I remember.
Field.
And I remember the ball went across because I used to play our system. I was playing as a winger, but technically I'm a wing back because like all we do is just like the wingers come in to overload the box. So I'm constantly on the wing. And I was fit. So they hit the ball across, and I took a touch in, the defender was dropping, and I could see the goalkeeper was getting ready to cheat because it's like if you're coming in from that side, he's assuming you're gonna cross. First was boom, and I remember the owner, Tom, and like Gareth, my technical director, they were standing on the side with some of the City coaches, and it was right there. And I remember with my celly, I just jogged down there and looked at them because because it was a moment for me that they had seen my transition coming in. That's like, okay, Michael, soft, hard to get off the shell. His confidence was low to a moment where I'd made it on a trip where I just had my first goal at one of the top clubs in the world.
And, bro.
And I just looked at them, and there wasn't even a celly until the boys jumped on me. I just looked at them because I think that's a moment where I was like, I'm here. I'm here too. So it was amazing feeling. After that training with City,
they called you in for
I played some games with them too.
Some like actual games or training sessions?
No, I actually trained when I played games with them.
Really?
I had actually. I remember one game we played Newcastle home game too. Like I played. I had like 2 assists in the game. No. I played like at least 2 games with them. Or a couple games with them. And trained a lot with them.
How was that experience? Like training with an academy like Manchester City, bro. Like it must be a little different than what you were used to, right?
It was definitely it was definitely different. But it gave me a reason to keep dreaming because like it was me, Michael, man, who had tried out 3 times, who got dropped, and took me a year to break out of the shell in the academy. And now we're playing on City. We have a year to looking, peeping in our training sessions. But for me, what really was important for me was the coach at that time. I'm not gonna try and say his name because I will get it wrong now. But after training, he would stay back with me and teach me some of the movements.
Really?
Yeah. There were moments where he would have a personal like video session with me where we'll look at how they want the team to play, and it made me feel wanted at that time. And like all the players would go in the locker room, and I'll be in the field with just the coach, and we just be doing movements and personal training. And that's when it hit me like definitely somebody sees the potential is definitely there. You got to see first before anybody else will see. So I actually started believing with everything. So I tell some of my boys something like I think one of the unbelievable experiences was like because sometimes they'll be like U15, you have lunch with the first team, and you'd be like, you walk into the dining hall,
and you would see them.
You see all the guys there, Aguero coming in, and it was surreal to just be in an environment, a professional environment like
crazy,
that. Especially like I said, coming from having a slow start into my career like that. So no,
that's crazy. And so what are some things that you can recall that you learned throughout that experience, right? Some things that really helped you, and shaped you in going back to Right to Dream.
It was more like you got to see yourself, like
Okay.
you got to believe in yourself more than anybody.
Absolutely.
Before like
People could believe in you.
Yeah. And so from there I could see it. And so today I was actually like doing a treadmill run, and I was thinking, and I was like, you got to see, and that's when I started learning about myself. When I see it, I'm gonna go get it.
Absolutely.
If I don't see, it's hard and it's blurry. But the moment I see it, whatever it takes,
Whatever
I'ma
it
go.
takes, you're gonna
yeah,
go.
I'll go get it. And so I started actually believing in myself and seeing what was for my future.
Yep.
At that time, I was turning 14, so I had an opportunity to like go to America, and my confidence was so high that I believed that if I came to America, regardless of what the circumstances, I could get a degree and still chase my pro
Professional.
dream.
Yep.
Because I had been to that environment and I've seen what it feels like, and I felt like I could belong in those environments. So it was definitely like the biggest thing was the mindset change, where I saw myself.
Yep.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get my dreams. I will step on the field and believe that I'm like that too. And
Yep.
I will perform, because once I see myself, people will also see me. And
Absolutely.
doors open. Man, doors open once that happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So then after the time with City and you played a few games, you went back to Ghana?
Yeah, I went back to the
Back to
academy.
Ghana?
I went back to the academy. Obviously, things change. Like, things change. People start seeing you. Their respect change. There's more laughter.
Yep.
But at that point, like, I'd made my mind to go to Hotchkiss in Connecticut.
Oh.
So I was about a year out. I was not even like 6 to 8 months out to go to America.
Okay.
So I went back and I started training and getting ready for America. Yeah. Bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so you finally came up to the U.S. No, was that the first time you ever came to the U.S.?
Yeah, first time I left, man.
First time you left. Like how was it? Like experiencing and having to adapt to a whole different culture, a whole different country. Definitely not what you're used to.
No,
you know.
The funny part is I always thought like, because I had done it, leaving home to go to the academy and then going to Europe, like it was gonna be the same. It's not the same. It was a whole different culture. And this is what I'm learning about myself. It takes me a while to break out of my shell anywhere I go. So when I came to Hotchkiss, imagine me, never been to America, just put into like the most preppy, very smart environment, boarding school, staying there.
Okay.
It was extremely different. I had to wear like a coat and tie, where I'm coming from an academy where we wear athletic clothes every day.
Every day,
I have
man.
to now tie a tie. I don't even know how to tie a tie. I have to go to class in the mornings and I have to train in the afternoon. It was very different.
Yeah,
it was very different.
Yeah.
But that season, I remember that season, I finished with 3 goals that season. It took me a long time to break out my shell. I was struggling a bit too, because again, there was so much things you have to deal with. Food was different.
Yeah,
I couldn't even eat the food. Weather was different. I didn't even know how to dress for the weather, because it gets
Especially
really cold.
in Connecticut, bro. God.
It gets very cold real fast. So playing in the cold, it was a lot different for me. But slowly, one step at a time.
Yep.
After the season ended, I said I found my feet, and so I came in. I came in my sophomore year with double digits because I had already picked my feet.
Yep.
And so that's when I started getting interest and seeing in America.
Okay.
New England started recognizing me,
Yep.
getting awards and stuff. And so
Yep.
even my junior year got digits, and then I got a lot of offers, and so I had the options of deciding where I wanted to go and still pursuing my dreams for sure.
And around that time you were a sophomore, or like you were a sophomore during that time, right?
When my offer started coming,
Yeah.
my interest in, yes, I was
You
a
were a
sophomore.
sophomore.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like I said, I had a slow start my freshman year with
Yep,
3 goals.
exactly,
Nobody
yep.
knew me, man.
And what position were you moving throughout the entire front three, or
Like,
did you have like a
I-
set spot during that time?
It was because Hotchkiss is very different, because it's like now I moved from coming from the academy where it's like everybody can play. So I have my job role on the field where I can trust my play to like, no disrespect, like it was very different, It's where you had sometimes you had lacrosse players on
Yeah.
the fields, and so
Yeah.
you had a team on your back now, and so whatever
I
it
can see
takes.
that.
So I took more like a free role, where it's like I was roaming through the front three, anywhere I pick up the
Interesting. Yep.
ball.
Okay.
I pick up the ball and make plays constantly.
Yep.
Because I gotta step up for my team.
Absolutely.
And that's what it felt like. So
Okay.
so yeah, it was hard. my freshman, but sophomore year when I realized that I had to step up for my team.
Yep. And you know,
insane.
you got used to the environment, like because like the first year, bro, it's like you're learning everything. You know, you're seeing how you're learning about the team, learning about like how you're supposed to move, like the environment, the school structure, the food, everything. So time you coming your sophomore year, it was time to get going.
It clicked in double digits, like playing well.
Yep.
My obviously name travels so fast.
Yeah, bro. Word spreads, man.
Everybody's talking. In the summer I played some league games.
Okay.
And so coming into my junior year, I already made that name for myself where like prospects where some coaches were already looking at me. And so it gave me so much confidence to also do on my junior year.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so what, you stayed throughout your senior up until your senior year, or did you leave earlier?
I stayed through it, but obviously I had COVID my senior year, so it wasn't even much of like a senior year. I spent most of the time training with a club in New York, just getting ready for my season.
Yeah.
But honestly, the first 3 years was definitely the best. It was a good time because it taught me a lot. Most of my relationships in America I picked up from my host family that I'm very grateful for.
Yep.
That relationship came from being a Hotchkiss, so it's definitely an experience that I would not let go.
Interesting.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. And how was it? Joining a host family for you, like how was that experience for you as well?
It goes both ways, because they are opening up their home for some random kids,
exactly,
coming from Africa, and I'm also joining a whole different family where I don't even know what the family structure is like. So it's like that awkward woman was like, does he eat this? Does he not eat this? What does he like?
Yeah.
What does he like to do?
I see.
When I come in, I'm like, what do I say? Is this okay when I say it? So it was a bit of like an adjustment for both of us, but eventually we all chipped away slowly. We let each other in slowly, and I think my host mom, I don't want to call her my host mom. My mom now, she's the best thing that's happened to me in America because she's the best support system I have. I'm telling you, like aside from myself, anybody that believes in me she believes in me more than anybody.
Really?
So no, she supports everything I do.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah. No. So 100%, I'm very grateful for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, your senior year comes. Okay, COVID happens and stuff. That might have been a little scary, right? Moving into your senior year, having all these offers out. What did you commit before
I committed very early. I committed just about, I think, either my early junior year or just into my junior year.
Oh, really? So you committed. So what are some different schools that came to you and stuff?
I had a lot of Ivies, so I checked UPenn out, I checked Dartmouth out, and I was like, Ivy is not my thing because obviously I'm not. I think when you're going to Hotchkiss, you get smart enough to be able to handle stuff like that. But again, I wanted a platform where I had best of both worlds, where I had the best education, but also the level and the platform for soccer is also high. So I checked some of the Ivies and I was like, nah, that's not for me. I know UVA had interest. I spoke to the coach a bit and he wanted to see me play. But at that time, I'd gone to see Michigan already. Michigan had already offered. So I was like, and I had time clicking. I had Wake Forest. So I had some good schools. I had Princeton. And so... But when I went to Michigan, I stopped all my visits because I knew right there and there, it gave me the best of both worlds. Wow. And I knew two of the right room kids that were already there, and they were happy. They had already snapped. They had amazing years already. So it was easy for me to be like, you know what?
Absolutely, it was an easy choice, man.
I can't go wrong.
Exactly.
I can come in here and get the best education possible, but at the same time to ball out to the point where
you're in a good sports institution.
You would know of me if I come out there and I ball out. You would definitely know who I am.
Okay. Now, how was it? Playing for Michigan and going to Michigan, and how was it? Joining into the team and blending into that environment.
It was definitely exciting because but I was coming off a whole year of not playing because of COVID, just doing fitness. So, but I came in and talent is talent. But I came in excited. I was flying, mate. But for the first time, I was wondering if I was going to have a slow start or not. But I came in flying. First 5 games, I was starting, playing well. And then I picked up COVID. And so I picked up COVID and I lost 3 games. When you come back, it's never the same because the season flies so fast.
Exactly, and players moving up, moving down.
Around, and it was hard to catch my momentum. So I don't really count my freshman year, but again, it was definitely experience. And I don't think I performed to my my potential.
Yep, your
I
full
don't-
potential.
My fullest potential.
Yep.
Obviously, there were moments that like people saw what I can do, but again, like I knew what I could do. That like I got thrown off a run, and then I lost I was off the tracks, and
Yep.
now I know, because it's like looking back at it, I was like, okay, this happened, and it allowed me to like fall off it. But I don't think it was one of my best years, but I learned from it. Went home my sophomore year, got stuck in Ghana with visa problems.
Oh no!
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad. Got stuck with visa problem. Missed my whole summer. Trying to figure it out. Came in for
Oh,
preseason.
man.
Came for preseason. I was actually flying, and then picked up an injury August before the season. So
What injury was it?
my ankle, I sprained my ankle, and trying to come back, trying to force on it. So
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't take back any of these years, because like mentally I'm in the best position
Yep,
possible.
yep,
I'm fit.
yep.
I'm strong. I'm so excited.
I mean,
for
the
this
fire
year.
is just,
The-
you know,
what I'm
relight
saying? So
again, you know?
I feeling myself again, and I think I had to go through those 2 years of like ins and out
Yep.
to be able to find myself again.
I
And
see.
man, we back and we
We're
better.
back and we're better.
We
Okay.
back and we better. And
Okay.
I'm excited.
So
for sure.
you're saying, you know, this fall
I'm excited.
we
man.
should be
I'm
expecting
excited.
some noise from.
I'm excited. Like talk is cheap, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the work has been done. And I'm excited to go into preseason. Good energy.
Yep.
Obviously God is on our side,
Absolutely.
so we've done the work and we've left the rest for God. So man,
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm
Now,
excited.
okay. So, what are you expecting? To contribute to the Michigan program, and like, what is the mission of you guys? Like, I guess planning to go all the way to the NCAA tournament, and what's the plan? What's the plan?
Again, talk is cheap, but
Yep.
we had sitting from the sides watching my team. We had a very slow year.
Okay.
We finished last actually in the Big Ten, and
Okay.
so it can only go up from here. So I'm excited to join the team and to bring my positive energy.
Yep.
To bring what I got on and off the field.
Okay.
We have 12 new guys coming. I'm hoping to be able to impact them and set the standards right away, so they fall into it. Because it's easy for a new team like that coming in to go down. It's easy for them to also pick up their
Yeah.
level. So.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm excited to go in and bring my impact with my energy, my style of play, my contributions on and off the field, and to make the whole program better. And that's how I see it, because at the end of the day, we are Michigan.
What was the inspiration behind the forming of the Michael Leon Project? Talk to me about that from the very beginning, Michael. Come on.
That's crazy, because there's actually an article that got released recently from Detroit News.
Okay.
And it talked about it. Like after losing my sophomore season, as we just talked about earlier, I lost myself a bit. I
Okay.
lost purpose. I lost like why I do this. Like I was just going through the motions.
Okay. Do you think what do you think are some contributions to that? Do you think it was because of the injury and was there some other factors that you would like
As
to share as well?
weird as it sounds, like everybody says, "Boy, it's life," and honestly, it is.
It is, bro.
it is.
It is.
And after losing that season, I just felt like I'm just a moving vessel, because it's like I
Yeah.
couldn't contribute to the team.
Okay.
I just watched
Yeah.
my team go down.
You lost your touch of what you thought your purpose was at that point.
I lost my touch of it,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I was just going through the motions. I remember
see.
one time my coach actually called me, and he was really mad because I was missing classes and my grade was dropping.
Yeah, I
and-
understand that, bro.
and then he was like, he said this, you can use that as an excuse to let your life fall apart. It's all part of it, and he had a point. And
that stayed with you, huh?
That
resonated
hit
with
me.
you?
That hit me. And I was allowing myself to go. I barely went out with my friends. Nobody saw me, man.
Yeah.
I was hyper. I was in my room all the time. And then I took a moment and I had a reflection. I was like, I need to find myself. And in order to find myself, I had to go back to something that brings me joy, something that sparks me, something that makes me alive.
Exactly.
And
it gives you some purpose.
like
again.
again.
You know?
And I looked back, and in the academy, some of the guys right now they playing pro, but I was on a board. We started a board in the academy called the Give Back Project, the Give Back Committee, where some of the guys in the academy will come up with ideas, and we will raise funds for them, and then do the project, and we will go see it.
Okay.
So I was a part of that, and that all brought me so much joy and so much purpose. And so I was like, you know what? I want to do something. I want to give back to my community. I want change lives. I want to see making a difference in somebody else's life, because I feel like once I get that spark again, it would channel my purpose again.
Okay. And what sparked that whole reflection to get you to that point of wanting to give back? Like, can you recall something that like sparked that reflection process?
The fear of being average and being a plateau and scares me, man. It scares me. I never want to be okay. And so anything for me to find myself on and off the field, I had to. And so that's when that feeling or that drive of starting this give back project came from.
Absolutely.
Because I knew once I did something like that meant a lot to me, my purpose and my drive to be able to do everything that relates to my life will come back.
Okay.
And will be awake again.
Wow.
And so I started talking to people. I spoke to shout out Colette from Michigan. And then I spoke to her, and she was like, hey, there are people with the same purpose. And I'm very grateful for these guys. You guys can, if you guys want, you can put their IG below, the Tough organization. I partnered up with Tough.
Shout out.
Yeah, I had a meeting with them, and right away our goals aligned. They also provide jerseys for underprivileged athletes.
Oh, okay.
And so we spoke, and I was like, hey, I have the perfect place for you.
Yep.
I'm from a small town, and my people love me. I love them. I know kids that look up to me, and I know what it means to have a jersey on, because you want to show up every day, because you have something that's nice. You want to keep playing in it.
Absolutely.
Because I know what it feels like to not have a jersey and now even want to show up anymore, because why?
Exactly.
And so right away we clicked up, and when our goals aligned, we decided to put the Michael Leon project in action, man.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Now explain to me, what you guys did for the Michael Leon project. Like, talk to everybody about, how that went.
So the Michael Leon project was me partnering up with Tough, and Tough partnering up with me, Tough partnering up with Puma. And we decided to make customized jerseys where I designed with Tough together.
Okay.
With my name on the back. And we wanted to provide 100 jerseys for 100 kids or 100 players in my neighborhood. And so it took about a few weeks to get designed by Puma, and the jerseys were made. And we picked the Ghana colors, so the jerseys were red, yellow, green, and then black. Just to bring it back home and to bring that feeling of our colors and the meaning behind it.
Absolutely. Okay. So then you guys plan everything, designed the jersey, and what was the next step? So you guys, what was next with that?
So after that, we started planning it, and we picked a date where we wanted to do it. I started talking to my coach Rashid in Ghana to help me start organizing it, and he found 4 clubs in the neighborhood that all knew me. And then we picked 25 players from each of the teams, and we decided to make a tournament out of that.
Okay.
So there was a launch of it. Obviously, the documentary is gonna come out. You guys are gonna see the visuals in person of how it all played out. So we talked about it, and we've picked 25 players from each team. Made jerseys for them to fit them, because we wanted to do from ages from 9 to 12. And because that's the age where I feel like if you have the best guidance, you can go far with your talent. And so it was important for me to give these kids reasons to keep showing up.
Okay.
So after that, we picked a day. I had a project to do with Michigan athletics too, so I went to Vietnam, and from Vietnam I flew all the way to Ghana.
Ooh, so you had a busy trip, man.
I had a busy May, but it was all exciting. It's all doing things for the community. And so I went back to Ghana, and then the Tough guys met me in Ghana, brought the jerseys and the balls, and the project was set away. My whole family, the whole community came out.
They came and showed up.
Everybody came to show love. We set up the event. The guys played. I was involved. A few media, TV3 from Ghana came to take footage of it.
Wow.
It was exciting for me. The main thing was to be able to see the excitement on the kids' face, the willingness to be there. There was a moment where the kids came up to me, and they flipped their jerseys, and so they would see the Leon in the floor, and they were doing this, and they were doing this. Like they were showing me how
mad love,
like
man.
mad love to show how proud they are. They were. There was a moment where these kids were on the side, and they were just screaming Leon, my name. And in that moment, it hit me that like our purpose is more than just this. And so,
absolutely, man.
And that's why this season is so important for me, because I feel like the more the more I take advantage of my goals and strive for the next level, it gives me a bigger platform to keep making change like this, because that's what really means a lot to me. And so in that moment, like, it sparked a new love for me to keep chasing my dreams.
Wow, man. I mean, bro, this is a wipe of the game, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's the beauty of the game, man. To go back and to, you know, show some love to the community where you grew up.
Yeah.
You know, and for them to show some love back to you, bro, like that's like all of the love all of the fire you
all
need.
like that's and that's the point, but that's all I needed in that point, because and the thing is, in one of my interviews I mentioned, like, a lot of people, it's so much easier for a lot of people to say, oh, when I'm pro first, that's when I can make change like this. And for me, that's not it. Giving back, it's not all the time about monetary stuff or like material stuff. It's about making the changes. If you can put a smile on somebody else's face, it can go a long way. And that's something that I've held along with me for a while. And so the Michael Leon project basically meant that providing jerseys and equipment for kids to be able to give them a reason to keep showing up every day and to put a smile on their face, and to tell them that they can keep dreaming regardless of where they're from, because that's what I did. Regardless of where we're from, how small the town is, we out here and we are able to get out of there, and we dreaming and we still dreaming, and we out here and we want more every single day. And that's what's important for me.
Exactly. So and every time, you know, that player puts that shirt on, that's reflected.
That's reflected in there. They wear it, and then they have the Leon in the back, and then they feel like, yes, I can do it too. Because if Michael did it from here,
I can do it too.
I can do it too. And that's what it's about.
Perfect, man. Yeah. Now, talk to me about, you know, some of the behind the scenes of like filming the documentary and stuff. You know, any like stories you like to share about that? Talk to me, man.
I think it was the first time. It was the first time I'd been mic'd up straight 3 days.
Straight 3 days.
Straight 3 days.
Wow, man.
And so. Funny enough, I felt like a natural, you know, but it was amazing getting followed around with a camera. I had to act natural, and I'm one of those people in my community where it's so close. We're so close that when I step outside, everybody you see the documentary, like you see people coming out of their house and hugging me, and we catching up, and they're all excited because it's like, oh, he's back,
you know.
And so, and my mom, I'm a mommy's boy, so when I'm back, my mom will be like, hey, can you buy this with me? And she doesn't need me to come here, but she just wants to show me off, and to show how proud she is. So
absolutely, I get that.
It was nice to be able to go back and having them interview my family and my little brother, and to see that perspective of how they see me, because again, I left home very early, so their version of me is totally different from who I'm becoming. And so it was exciting to hear how my mom was proud of me, and how she sees me, and what she thinks the sky is for me. And the crazy thing is, my mom has no limit for me, and that's how I think too. I have no limit for myself, and we're gonna keep pushing, you know, one step after the other.
And like I think a lot of people can relate to this too. Is like, you know, even like when, you know, you see your family on a daily basis, like, I don't think, you know, your parents, you know, take the time out sometimes to like really, you know, show some appreciation and like show like, you know, I'm proud of you and this and that. You know, the busy, like life gets busy, you know. So like just like seeing that, you know, and it must have felt good.
No, it felt good. In the interview, like I think they're gonna post more on the promos and stuff, but you see, she says something like this. She's like, I'm gonna try, because she spoke Tree. My mom doesn't speak very good English, so they did a translation. So I'm gonna try and do a direct translation. But she basically said, me, a mere person, me. And my kid has been able to go outside the country and has come back to make a change in the community we all grew up. It makes me feel like I'm the star. You know? So, because she feels like she gave birth to a star, you know? And so she said, me, a mere person, you know, me, a normal person, me, an average person, to be able to have a kid that is doing this. Makes me feel like that person. So
I see.
It is incredible. And again, we all love our moms, but
absolutely,
this trip was definitely something I needed, where it reminded me of why we do this.
Exactly, and where you came from and everything,
like you said, it's all the fire I needed. And it's put me in a good place where I'm excited for what's to come. Again, talk is cheap, but I'm in a mental space where I'm excited to go and make a change.
So you know what's the plan? You know, after this season, I gotta, you know, go back and show some more love. What you gonna do? What's the plan with it?
I think again, I'm gonna keep emphasizing because it's so much easier said than done.
Yep, you're right.
So talk is cheap. I think I'm gonna go in with the most positive attitude and perform every single game on a daily basis. Stay on the tracks. And like I said, doors open after that, and we'll see where life takes us.
Absolutely,
but right
bro.
now, the goal is to go in and conquer the next 4 months of the season, and
absolutely,
and
man.
make them hear of us.
Absolutely.
Make a lot of noise. That's all.
Gotta make
That's
the
what,
noise, man.
That's what this year. So I want to make a lot of noise
Yep.
this year. So
Absolutely,
I'm excited.
man.
I'm excited.
And one thing, bro, I really like about the whole Right to Dream program
Yeah.
is they emphasized humbleness. I've been following you guys ever since I did the very first interview with Richard, bro. I've been following you guys, and it's like I'm just fascinated by the whole organization and by all of you.
Yeah.
Looking at the players, bro, and I filmed with like you said, a couple other guys from Right to Dream.
Bam,
all of these guys. Bro, you guys are just so humble. You guys remain humble, and I saw you training. Throughout the entire summer. It's
All summer.
You guys just keep your head down and just keep grinding, bro. So I commend the right to Gym for that. I really appreciate what they're doing,
shout out
bro.
to Right Gym. We're all grateful. Like yesterday, I was having dinner with Shaq.
Yeah,
and we talked about how being in an environment like that, no matter how hard it was, it has shaped us to be the kind of people we are. And I'm forever grateful. You had Bam on it, but so Bam was on my team growing up. So me and Bam actually won 2 tournaments.
Really?
Yeah. I'll show you photos after. But me and Bam, like, we played in tournaments.
We'll
together.
post them on here too.
Me and Bam was the 9, and I'll be on the side. Bam was our captain. So coming to America, we all look at each other. That's why it's moments like yesterday, sitting down and catching up. It means a lot because we've all come from afar.
Exactly. Like we were saying, before the cameras came on, like. It's crazy how you all came from the same place, bro.
Same place,
and then you guys spread out. Everyone's progressing and doing their own thing, paving their own path. And from time to time, you see everyone here and there, and it's like you
wouldn't see. I'll tell you, you wouldn't see any guys as driven as the kids I grew up with. Everybody's hungry.
Yep.
Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants more. And one story that the owner, he's got Tom Vernon. He said he did a speech one time, and his speeches are always so slow. So it's like one wet case we never wanted to sit through it. but as you get older, I remember one of the ones where like it stuck to me.
It stuck with you, yep.
And he spoke about having a lemon,
Okay.
And he's like, imagine being in the academy. He's like, you guys are all here, and you guys have a lemon in your hands.
Okay.
And he's like, you want to be able to use all the resources around you and squeeze the lemon as much as you can.
As much as you can, yeah.
And make a lemonade out of it. Make everything out of it. Squeeze it till there's nothing in it. And that's what we do. Every opportunity we have, because we're so used to coming from not much.
Exactly.
We want to squeeze the best out of it to be able to make a lot of lemon juices. So you can find my lemon juice on a whole aisle when you go to CVS or you go to Walmart. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Once again, bro, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, bro,
Yeah.
and choosing to the Football Month podcast to share your story and the behind the scenes of your life, bro.
Yeah.
And is there like any advice you would like to give anyone that wants to go pro and like people back home that wants to push to make it to professional, push to play D1, push to just keep on striving for it? Any advice?
I think my biggest advice is keeping your head down, because once you start doing something well, there's a lot of noise that come with it, either good or bad. Everybody has a comment to say. And so being able to, once you hit the point where you can shut out the noise and focus on what's important to you, that's what that matters. Because once you believe it and you see it, just keep going. And I know a lot of people now on TikTok, people see a lot of inspirational videos like this, and it's true. Make the goals, stick to it. Don't get swayed away. The distractions are going to come. Once you put that aside and then you put one foot after the other, I promise you, whatever you set your mind to do, it's actually possible. And my biggest advice is keep dreaming, mate. Keep dreaming, because
absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
You never know what will happen. And,
amen.
And shout out you guys to check out the documentary. I'm excited for it to come out. For the documentary too, like the exciting part is like, obviously, I love fashion. My friend, obviously, you had Jason here.
Yeah, I had Jason on talking about the fashion stuff.
We love fashion and stuff like that.
I see you dripping out.
I think people have seen the side of Michael where I love to look nice and do my thing, but people haven't seen the side of Michael where I'm close to home and I'm close to the community. And making a change is important for me. So I'm excited for people to also learn
see
a
that
little bit
part,
of that
yep.
part of Michael and why we do this every single day.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man.
Well, man,
Yeah.
once again, thank you for coming on the podcast,
Yeah.
bro. It's been an honor having you
No,
on, bro.
I
It's been a-
appreciate you for having me.
You know,
Man, I appreciate it.
But and then I'll be following
Yeah.
like I told Jason, bro. If
Yeah.
you guys make it big, bro, I'm gonna fly over to
Yeah,
come see you
let
guys
me
play,
know.
bro.
Let
in the
me know.
big
Let
league,
me know.
so-
Let me know. Anytime you're around, if you want to come see again my Michigan, let me know.
Absolutely,
we'll
bro.
get you tickets,
I
mate.
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Once again, thank you for
my
on the,
pleasure,
on
my
the
pleasure,
podcast, bro.
man.
Is remember where he's coming from, is remember his people, is giving them what they need, because a lot of them didn't get opportunity that he has now.